Hey everybody, today I'm going to try to see if I can help answer the age-old question, which is better, the compound bow or the modern day crossbow? So I actually have my chronograph out today and I'm going to do some shooting with it to show you the numbers that you get from each of these bows. Both of these are not the highest and they're not the lowest you can buy. They're about probably in between. One shoots around, the actual compound bow shoots around 255, and then the crossbow shoots around 307, 308. So let me go ahead and get set up here, and I'll switch the camera around, and then I'll go over the details of each bow real quick, even though you probably, if you've been watching my channel, you know pretty much about my compound, and you might not have seen a video on my compound crossbow, but I'll go ahead and go over those real quick, and then I'll show you the numbers that I'm getting. So first off, I want to let you guys know that we are about 25 yards from the target, and not only are we going to be measuring speed and energy, but we're also going to measure penetration at the target. So to start the video off, this is my crossbow. This is the Empire Dragon by SA Sports. It has a IBO speed of 340, which you already heard me earlier say that it shoots around 307, 308 with my configuration. Has 185 draw weight. Actually, it's not that much if you use a string or a pulley system that you can buy to put on these, but it's what they claim the dry draw rate is 185 pounds. Don't really know all the specs on it just off the top of my head, but it is going to shoot less than IBO. That's just about any bow though. And what's great about compound crossbows, or I guess crossbows in general, it's not going to be much off the IBO factory speed. So like I said, 307, 308 is what we're getting with my setup at a 407 grain arrow from, the full total weight of the arrow. And IBO arrows are usually 350. So that's not bad at all. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and put an arrow in here, or a bolt I should say, and we're gonna shoot it through the chronograph. I'll get you guys set up over there, and we're gonna hit the target 25 yards down. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the chrono on, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually shoot about an arrow length behind it. That way the arrow has enough time to go through. That's what they actually recommend, shooting through this. And we're at 25 yards again. So we'll see. These bolts are 20-inch bolts, by the way. So I'm about 20 inches behind the chronograph. Come out to be 307. 307, everybody. And what that equates to at that arrow, or that bolt weight with that velocity, that is 85 foot-pounds of energy for a 20-inch bolt. Total weight of 407 grains. And that is almost equivalent of a 22 long rifle standard velocity, just so you guys know. Now let's do the compound bow. I'll be shooting a 29-inch arrow. It is 376 grain total weight. About 29 inches behind the chrono, just to get an accurate reading. 256. That's what we got there. 256 feet per second. So what that equivalents to just about is 54 foot-pounds. So 54 foot-pounds is 31 foot-pounds less than the crossbow. That is still a lot of force. So now we're going to head down range and show you what the penetration was of each of these projectiles. All right, so we're walking down 25 yards. Just a little info, the crossbow bolt is about 10 times the weight of a 22 standard velocity bullet. They typically run about 40 grains, and this is actually 407 grains, so just a hair over. So as you can see, here's the crossbow bolt stuck all the way in there pretty much. And this is 20 inches. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this one out first. So that's a little, this is the actual arrow for the compound. And it's, I'd say just a hair, I'd say about a little less than half penetration wise, so about 14 inches of penetration, 13 to 14 inches. So that crossbow bolt won't come out, but just to show you, I got it out about probably a ½ inch from the target, and right there is 2 inches or so, and that is a 20-inch bolt, so it penetrated a little, way more than halfway. So 85 foot-pounds versus the compound bow at 54 foot-pounds. I'm sure you guys can see which one's more powerful at 25 yards. You know, distance is going to be playing a big effect, but close ranges crossbow with the higher IBO speed is probably going to do a number on something. But so I hope you all enjoyed this video and learned something that, you know, crossbows, if they have a higher IBO speed, are going to be more powerful than a compound bow. And as you've seen, that crossbow bolt at 25 yards went in almost all the way compared to the compound bow, which the arrow of the compound bow only had about less than half of its arrow length penetration wise at 25 yards. But you also have to remember, it just depends on how far you are shooting also. So if you're looking for distance, you want either a really powerful crossbow, fast crossbow, because the bolt actually drops faster than a regular arrow. But if you know you don't want to buy a fast crossbow and you want to stick to a compound bow, it's going to be flying longer in the air than a crossbow bolt would. So I just wanted to share my take on that, and just to let you know, crossbow versus a compound bow, which is better. In my eyes, they're really the same. They both have their part, I should say, depending on what you want to use it for. But numbers don't lie, and like I said, at 25 yards, a crossbow is more powerful by numbers, but that doesn't mean anything. Any well-placed shot is going to be better than missing a deer or a target or whatever. So, all right. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, I do appreciate it. We will see you on the next one, everybody. I'm out.